Hey everyone, and welcome back to Agani Academy English. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Eric. So glad you're joining us today.
Yeah, we're really excited because today we're going to dive into something very important for anyone learning English.
Absolutely. We're talking about the simple present tense. It might sound a bit grammar-y, but trust us, it's totally fundamental.
Oh, for sure. You literally can't have a good everyday conversation without it. It's like the backbone of so many things you'll say.
Yeah, it's everywhere. So we're going to break it down, make it easy to understand, and show you why it's so crucial for just like talking about your daily life, your habits, basic facts.
Right. It's all about communicating clearly and confidently. So get ready to learn. So, Eric, we just talked about how important the simple present tense is, right? But what exactly is it? For someone who's, just starting out, how would you describe it?
That's a great question, Amanda. I think, well, the simplest way to put it is the simple present tense is about things that happen often, like regularly, or things that are generally true, like facts.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect way to put it. It's not about something happening right now at this exact moment. It's more about routine things or things that are always true. Like the sun rises in the east. That's a fact, right? It always happens.
Exactly. Or I drink coffee every morning. That's a regular action, a habit. It's not that you're drinking coffee right this second, but it's something that you do, every day. It's like your routine.
Right. So it's not like I am drinking coffee, which is the present continuous. That's happening now. It's I drink coffee. Simple, true, regular. It's pretty foundational for, just telling people about your life, your habits.
For sure. And it's also what we use for general truths. Like you said, the earth is round, or cats like to sleep. Those are just generally accepted facts, aren't they? So that's the simple present. It's all about these consistent, often true actions or states.
Okay, so now that we know what this simple present tense is all about, how do we actually make a sentence using it? Like a positive sentence where you're saying something is happening or does happen.
Good point, Amanda. So forming positive sentences in the simple present tense is actually pretty straightforward. It just has two main rules depending on who you're talking about.
Right, like the subject of your sentence, I guess.
Exactly. So for most subjects, and this is the easy part, I think, if you're talking about I, you, we, or they, you just use the base form of the verb, like the verb as it is, without changing it at all.
Ah, like I walk, you sing, we learn, they play. No S at the end, nothing. Just the basic verb.
Perfect examples. It's super simple. So I eat breakfast every morning, or they watch movies on weekends. You see? Eat and watch are just the base forms.
Got it. So that's for I, you, we, they. But then there's that other group, right? The he, she, it part. That's where it gets a tiny bit different.
Yep, you got it. For he, she, and it, or, any singular person or thing like my dog or the sun, we usually add an S to the end of the verb. So instead of he walks, it becomes he walks.
Ah, yeah, that's a common one that I hear people forget sometimes. So it's she reads a book, not she read a book, for example.
Exactly. She reads a book every night, or he works in an office. And sometimes you add an ES instead of just S. This usually happens when the verb ends with sounds like CH, SH, S, X, or Z.
Ooh, like he watches or she washes the dishes. It's to make it easier to say, right?
Precisely. He watches, not he watches. It just flows better. So yeah, remember those two main rules. Base verb for I, you, we, they,
and add s or es for he, she, it. That's how you make those positive sentences. Okay, so we've got the positive sentences down. We know how to say like I walk or she walks. But what if we want to say no, like I don't walk or she doesn't walk? How do we do that in the simple present tense?
Great question, Eric. That brings us to making negative statements and asking questions, which is actually like super important for everyday chat.
Yeah, definitely. Can't just always be positive, right?
Exactly. So for negative statements, we introduce two new little helpers, do not and does not. These are sometimes called auxiliary verbs or helping verbs.
Do not and does not. Got it. So like when do we use which one?
Good point. It's actually similar to our positive sentence rule for S or ES. For I, you, we, and they, we use do not. And here's the key thing. The main verb after do not always goes back to its base form. No S or ES needed, even if the positive form had it.
Oh, so like if I want to say I don't eat meat, I'd say I do not eat meat. And eat is the base form. That makes sense.
Perfect. Or they do not live here. See, live is the base form. And, most of the time in spoken English, we use the shorter forms or contractions, don't. So I don't eat meat. They don't live here.
Right. Don't is way more common. So if I, you, we, and they use do not, then I'm guessing he, she, and it use does not, right?
You've got it. For he, she, and it, we use does not. And just like with do not, the main verb after does not always goes back to its base form. So you wouldn't say she does not eats, it's she does not eat.
That's really important to remember. So he does not like coffee, or it does not work. And the short form for does not is doesn't, right?
Yep. Doesn't is the contraction. So he doesn't like coffee. She doesn't speak French. It's crucial to remember that the main verb never has the S or ES when you're using does not or doesn't.
Okay, so that's negative sentences. Now, what about questions like, do you like coffee or does she live here?
Excellent transition. For questions in the simple present tense, we start with either do or does, depending on the subject. And just like with negatives, the main verb always stays in its base form.
So I guess do is for I, you, we, and they, and does is for he, she, and it. Is that right?
Absolutely correct, Eric. For I, you, we, they, you start your question with do. For example, do you play sports? Or do they work here? See, play and work are both base forms.
Got it. So do we have time? Do I need to go?
Precisely. And for he, she, it, you start with does. So does he speak English? Does she live in New York? Does it rain often here? Again, notice the verbs speak, live, and rain are all in their base form. No S or ES added, even though the subject is he, she, or it.
Yeah, that's a common mistake, I think, for learners. They want to say, does she lives, but it should be, does she live? Because does is already doing that S job, right?
You nailed it, Eric. Does already carries that third person singular S information, so the main verb doesn't need it. So just to recap, for negatives, you use do not or does not plus the base verb. And for questions, you start with do or does, then the subject, and then the base verb. Simple as that. Simple as that. So we've covered how to form positive, negative, and question sentences. Now the big question is, Eric, when do we actually use this simple present tense? Like in real life, what are its main jobs?
Yeah, that's a really good point, Amanda. Knowing how to build the sentences is one thing, but knowing when to use them is just as important, right? So the simple present tense actually has like a few key situations where it's super useful.
Absolutely. Let's break those down. First up, and this is probably the most common one, habits and routines.
Oh yeah, like things you do regularly, every day, every week, things that are part of your normal life.
Exactly. So if I say I drink coffee every morning, that's a habit. or she walks her dog in the park daily. These are things that happen, repeatedly. It's not happening right now, but it happens generally.
Right. Like, we usually eat dinner at 7 p.m., or my brother always watches football on Sundays. That makes perfect sense for habits.
Good examples. So that's number one. The second main use is for general truths and facts.
Oh, like things that are always true? Like scientific facts or just things everyone knows?
Precisely. Things that are always true, always constant. For instance, the sun rises in the east. That's a general truth. It happens every single day. Or water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. That's a scientific fact.
Yeah, so it's not changing. Fish swim, birds fly. Those are just like how the world works.
Yep, exactly. Okay, moving on. The third common use is for scheduled events in the future. Now, this might sound a bit tricky because it's about the future, but it's for things that are part of a timetable or schedule.
Okay. So, like, the train leaves at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Even though it's tomorrow, it's a fixed schedule?
You got it. Or the movie starts at 7:30 tonight. Our class finishes at noon on Fridays. It's not something you plan right now. It's already set in a schedule.
That's clear. So timetables, programs, that kind of thing.
Exactly. And finally, the fourth main use is for giving instructions or directions.
Like for a recipe or telling someone how to get somewhere.
That's right. When you're telling someone, step by step how to do something or how to go somewhere, like first you take the flour or then you add the sugar. Or for directions, you walk straight for 2 blocks, then you turn left.
Ah, I see. So you're giving commands or a sequence of actions using the base form of the verb, pretty much. You mix the ingredients, you press the button.
Yeah, that's it. So to quickly recap, the simple present tense is super handy for habits and routines, general truths and facts, scheduled future events, and giving instructions or directions. Quite a lot of uses, right?
Wow, yeah, a lot. And knowing all those uses is really helpful for, understanding English. So, Amanda, how about we do some quick, practice scenarios just to help our listeners, really put it all together?
Oh, that's a brilliant idea, Eric. Let's do some quick examples to really solidify what we've learned. So, listeners, get ready to think.
All right, here's the first one. How would you say when you talk about what the Earth does around the sun? That big, always true thing.
Ah, that's a good one. That's a general truth, right? So we'd say the Earth revolves around the sun, or the Earth goes around the sun. It's always true, so simple present.
Perfect. Okay. Next one. What if you want to say that your friend drinks coffee every morning? What tense would you use and how would you say it?
Drinks coffee every morning. That sounds like a habit or a routine, doesn't it? So we'd say, my friend drinks coffee every morning. Remember that S for he or she. My friend is he or she.
Yeah, nice. Okay. What about this one? You're giving someone directions to your house, and you say, you walk straight for 2 blocks, then you turn right. What use is that?
Oh, that's definitely giving instructions or directions. So we use the simple present, and we just use the base verb. You walk, you turn.
Got it. All right, one more. What if I want to tell you that the next bus, arrives at 3 p.m., even if it's not 3 p.m. yet?
That's a tricky one, but since it's a scheduled event, like a timetable, you'd say the bus arrives at 3 p.m. Again, that S for it, because the bus is it.
Exactly. See, it just fits right into those categories we talked about. It's actually pretty straightforward once you get the hang of it, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And I think, these little scenarios help a lot. It's all about identifying why you're saying something and then picking the right form.
Totally agree. These little practical bits, they really do make a difference. And speaking of getting the hang of it, I think we've covered quite a lot about the simple present tense today, haven't we?
Oh, definitely, Eric. I mean, we talked about what it even is, right? Like actions that happen regularly or things that are just, always true facts. That's like the core idea.
Yeah, exactly. And we also went over how to actually make the sentences. So for positive ones, remember, it's that base verb for I, you, we, they, and then you add that S or ES for he, she, it. That's a big one to remember. Those times you want to say something isn't happening or ask a question, we talked about using do not or does not, and do or does at the beginning of questions. Like, do you walk? Or he doesn't eat.
Right. And, the main situations where you'd actually use the simple present tense, like for your daily habits and routines, or when you're stating a fact about the world, or even for scheduled things like a train arriving at a certain time. Oh, and giving directions. That's another big one.
Yeah, all those common uses, they really help you know when to use it. So, it's not just about the rules, but also about the real life situations.
Totally. So I guess that brings us to the end of our lesson on the simple present tense for today. What a journey, huh?
It really was. And we really hope all our listeners found this helpful. We had so much fun putting this together for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for tuning in to Agani Academy English today. We really appreciate you spending your time with us.
And remember, the best way to get better at English is to keep practicing. So, keep an ear out for the simple present tense in everything you read or hear. Try using it in your own conversations.
That's great advice, Eric. So for Eric and myself, Amanda, we'll see you next time on Agani Academy English. Keep practicing.
Bye for now.